How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Battlefield City Run here. We are live as well if you want to check out the full VOD of this, but this is essentially Mono White Aggro. We're playing it again, we're running it back with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So in front of you is a pretty stock list, Salt Road Pack Beast list, but instead we are, well, it's not that stock anymore really when you think about it. We're not running Core Skyfisher. We are actually running 3 Leonardo Big Brothers. This is kind of like where everything started. So it's a very good card. It has Sneak. When it comes to play, it does +1/+0 for each other creature you control. So essentially you get a really big wide board and then you can just sneak that in, deal 6 damage with 1 creature. My thought is, and obviously Core Skyfisher is good with this, we will try a different video with Core Skyfisher. But essentially, the idea is we play Leonardo, off an unblocked creature like a Thraben Inspector or a creature that doesn't really matter. I'm running 1 City Pigeon, which seems kind of cooked, but there's a croissant in that picture, so But essentially, yeah, we play this. It comes into play, it's going to be hitting for 6. And then the idea is then we use something like Darbell to essentially pick it back up again and then do it again the following turn. Or hopefully we have another Leonardo. They can block our other Leonardo and then we get in with another Thraben Inspector and we just sneak that and then get in for damage. So we're going to see how powerful this card is. I did actually run it in my standard deck last night and I didn't see it once. I was actually playing that uncommon, the 2/1 that gives +2/+0. I really wish that was a common, but alas. The sideboard I've changed a little bit differently. I am trying out 2 Great Swords of Tyr, a couple more things that just nice things to bounce with the Sneak and Darvel. So Remains of Dawnbringer Clerics for the graveyard and enchantments, and then the Lone Missionaries. A couple Destroy Evils. I wanted kind of stuff that handles the ground okay, and then the Great Swords help with getting Leonardo to an X4 and then trying to push through if we need to, if it's the only creature out or the only big creature that we have left. 2 Holy Lights just to see how we go against Elves. It should maybe be 3, but we'll try 2 and 3 Dust to Dust because I think we're going to be running into a lot of the artifact shenanigans. Maybe even what we'll do is I feel like people are going to be playing a lot of that artifact. Let's cut a Sunlance and let's put in a 4th Dust to Dust. I think that's probably better. And then, yeah, that's essentially the deck. So, if you do like these videos, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can use my code word SiegeRyan in Mana Traders to get a little bit of money off after a couple of months. And yeah, let's just jam a league and see how good Leonardo is. And then, yeah, I will definitely be running it back with Core Skyfisher variant because Core Skyfisher is also nice with the flying. But I just want to see a ground version straight off with the Salt Road Pack Beast. Okay, this isn't the ideal hand, but we can still Darvel and then play Lunark. Yes, thank you, Devin. Yeah, we'll see how it goes with the new cards. Core Skyfisher might be the thing that we need. Oh, are we playing Elves? This is literally the worst matchup. We'll see how we go. I don't think this is fast enough. At least we can kind of use the Thraben Charm, so we'll turn this upkeep off because I was playing Infect last. So yeah, we just start with the Lunark Veteran and then we can play the Darvel after. Unless they play anything specific. Honestly, Elves on the play is really hard to beat for White Weenies. I really wish I had that 3rd Holy Light. But even then, even with Holy Light, it doesn't feel that good anyway. Alright, they're just doing a Winding Way. What do they hit? You kind of need them to whiff as well, to be honest. Curse the pointy ears, dude. I agree. It's not fun. Okay, Green Ranger. So they hit Avenging Hunter, and they're running a Timberwatch Elf as well. That's kind of got to go. I think we offer the trade up with the Lunark. They won't trade with this anyway. A 2nd Lunark Veteran. So our kind of options are playing Lunark and then playing a Darvel, which I kind of actually don't mind getting the Darvel out and getting some amount of a clock, and then we can use the Thraben Charm on the following turn to hit the Timberwatch Elf. So let's attack. I cannot see any universe where they're blocking with this. Yeah, it's the Holy Light's kind of it's kind of a bit iffy, and every time I've played it, it's you obviously need it, but it's also it doesn't work all the time against Elves. You need to have a certain draw to really get anywhere. It's probably a 95-5 matchup. The only time I've really won against it is when I was playing a Squadron Hawk build. I had really early interaction in form of Sunlance, which we just cut, and Sunlance and Holy Lights, and then just had a really quick clock with Battle Screech and Squadron Hawk and stuff. So yeah, it can get quite hard. So it's not too bad. So I wish we had an untapped land so we can essentially go creature. Probably just bash with both creatures, and they're forced to attack the Green Ranger as well. Here's my cat making an appearance. She's definitely not camera shy, that's for sure. Okay. So yeah, this is not obviously not the funnest. What we'll have to do is force them. Oh, actually no. So we can deal 4 to this Avenging Hunter straight off, and then we'll get a basic land, which is kind of good. And then we'll have a Lunite Veteran that's a blocker, and they'll have to attack with one of these, which is like not fun for them. We'll have to attack with both of them essentially. But now we kind of need to draw a removal spell for the Timberwatch, otherwise we're just going to get cooked big time. Okay. Alright, so we get the basic here. So my cat commands the the desk when she's here, so that's why I got a wireless mouse, so I can work around her. Alright, so yeah, their creatures are a little bit more important. They obviously can have lots more forests in their hands, so I'm quite happy to trade with a Lunaros or a Korean Ranger if they want to get it back. Vice versa, they might just be playing another Avenging Hunter here, potentially. Which that's what it looks like the case is. Yeah, okay. Trample was a bit how you going as well. I think what we do is we just play the Idyllic Range on the Darbell. It's kind of nice that they don't have to like attack into it now. And then we can we just go Grange and Battle Screech, double Battle Screech. And then we'll have to touch to get it next time. And then honestly, we just have to try and get a Guardian's Pledge to win this game. So I'm running. That's actually pretty good with the Battle Screech. So what I'm going to do is still go, yeah, Battle Screech and just flash it back. We'll put a counter on. This doesn't matter as much now. I'll just put on a Veteran so we can block like an Elf if we want, like the Elves if we want to. But yeah, we're just going to go Battle Screech, flashback Battle Screech. Yeah, like Strands helps, and like that's part of the getting in. But if they have Well Wisher, you're just kind of cooked as well. Alright, let's yield all these. And yeah, we obviously can't attack, but let's just flash this back. And then maybe with Leonardo, we can kind of get there a little bit easier. And we just tap... we can't really block this Avenging Hunter still. Our blocks aren't that good anyway. I probably should just tap this one down so we could block the Korean Ranger if we wanted to. But now my idea is we can attack, we can play the Salt Road Pack Beast for free, like as ones. And then if we draw planes like a Guardian's Pledge, I think we have lethal here. But yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we can play these two, and then Leonardo, one of the bird tokens, and then we can get it for 8, 9, 10, 11. So pretty close to getting lethal, to be honest. And then we can get counters on like a flyer or something like that, or get an archive. As long as they don't have a Well Wisher, we might be able to get it done. That's what I'm hoping. The Leonardo makes this a lot faster. And if we draw another Leonardo, or we can inweb it, this is probably where the Core Skyfisher comes in handy when we speak about it. But we can probably get the job done that way. Like, and we're gaining so much life off this Lunite Veteran. Yeah, they can just crack him for 7. That's fine. It's going to be happening anyway. They should be attacking with it's got Trample. Yeah, that's okay. That's perfect. So what we'll do is we just play a Salt Road Pack Beast. We just drop everything, and then we can get them in this turn and next turn, as long as we don't get cooked. But yeah, Leonardo essentially has won this game, which is good. As long as they don't play a Reacher, which they definitely can. I think we're just playing... I kind of want the Pack Beast for more Trample, for more toughness than gaining an extra life. And if we draw land, then we can play it all. Oh, so close. So here, yeah, let's just attack with the birds. And then we'll sneak in the Leonardo, and then we'll inweb it back. And then the reach doesn't matter because the Darbell will just gain 2 more life. This is good. I was kind of surprised by this, but it's doing what it's saying on the box. It's a lot of damage. And then we get this, and then the counters we just put on. I don't know. I think we actually put it on like a. We'll do Forge, and we just put it on like just a blocker essentially. We want to stop all the toughness. Yeah. Cracked, absolutely cracked. Well, we did the thing. All right, I got one more Sunlance. That's good. Great Sword's not that good. We're bringing the Holy Lights. So Leonardo was fantastic there. We want to keep all that. We have to be mindful of what's it called? I want to kind of keep the City Pigeon as well. They run the Elf, the Scattershot Archer. If I'm cutting 3 things, we need to essentially keep all the 1-drops. I could probably cut one of these because we're going to go maybe a smidge slower. Yeah, that didn't feel. It didn't feel like 95.5 did it. Leonardo, and then we had the Ian Web as well. That was like actual nuts. It wasn't 95.5, that's for sure. Sorry if you can't see the chat too well. I could probably just make that a little bit bigger. And I'll move it a little bit like that. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Maybe we just keep it over here, actually, sorry. Yeah, we obviously want to keep everything in, the prismatic strands. I mean, really want to keep everything in. I think what we do is we actually do cut a couple battle screeches because of the scatter shots. They get a little bit worse. Maybe we keep 3 in and just cut the City Pigeon and run it like this. Yeah, it gets a lot worse with the scattershot archers, and a lot of them do run it, but some versions don't at all, which is like fantastic for us. But you know, if they go turn 1 scattershot, we're cooked. Like we're cooked if we just have a battle screech hand. So we have to watch what we do. That was a very good showing straight up there, wasn't it? Look, we'll keep this because it's the classic hand. We can, you know, even just cycle through this battle screech, get in with the Guardian's Pledge, and then prismatic strands for the rest of time. We're also on the draw, which is actually pretty crazy when you think about it. We won with the Leonardo on the draw. So we just start off the classic Thrabe Inspector, get a clue. And that's the thing as well, we could have gotten more clues from all the webbing and stuff. That felt huge though. That felt honestly huge. So things that I want to draw. Alright, they're doing the exact same thing that they did last time. I guess that's the thing as well, was how Elves line up is that we can sometimes win because normally, like on turn 2, they might play 2 more Elves, or they might play, you know, like their Priest of Titania or something like that, and you just kind of get cooked that way. But instead of going Winding Way, getting another Forest, which is good because they need like a mass amount of stuff to get anywhere. Yeah, he tuned out. Yeah, and then we cooked them. It was good. So they're Winding Way, but they also like lost the thing there. Anyway, so we'll attack, play Raffine's Informant. And then yeah, we'll play this Raffine's Informant. I'd rather keep the prismatic strands in my hand. Reason being is that essentially it's kind of like a got you moment, and I don't want them to know that they're going to be attacking and stopping a hit. Like, all right, they're playing a Timberwatch, which isn't like that powerful right here. Like, we can still attack with everything. I mean, this is very powerful, don't get me wrong. We need to kind of get a Sunlance like this turn, or a Thraben Charm for this elf, but we didn't get there. Now this is very hard to kill because they can untap it twice and do stuff. I think what we'll do is we'll attack, and then we just play 3 Inspectors and just try and Guardian's Pledge them to death. And sometimes that works. Snaps is just pressing spacebar. So maybe if like, what is this? So it'll be 3, 6, 9, 12. I mean, it'll technically be lethal. So we just play it all, and then yeah, we just fire off a Guardian's Pledge. Maybe that's enough. It's actually a fantastic turn with this Battle Screech, because they might want to try and stop it with this. This is a pretty huge turn. So yeah, we can just Guardian's Pledge the next turn, hopefully for lethal. It depends really on what they want to do, but they can't get us. We're on 20. They need like to play all the Elves in the world. Yeah, 2 Timberwatches. Alright, they're just playing more blockers, which is fine. Damn. They can only do the Timberwatch twice though. I think we still send in. See, they'll block. I think they'll block 4. Yeah, Raffine's Informant's interesting. Something feels amazing where you pitch your strands and the opponent has to use 2 bolts or whatever. We're playing Spider-Man, hitting for 3 and drawing a card. If you got an Inspector, yeah. So we're going to attack here. and it just depends how their blocks go. We might just be... I think we're just Guardians pledging anyway. We have more clues than we've had hot dinners here. But this is the thing where, like, we could just Strands if we want to, but they could probably just do lethal to us next turn. So if we can do lethal here, we will. So it'll be 3, 6, 9, 12. It isn't enough. Did I actually cook too much? I should have kept back one untapped thing. I didn't think about this enough. Hang on, my cat just minimized the game. Stop, cat. Let's just let them do this and see what they do if they untap twice. Maybe I should just attacked and kept up back one. Okay, that's what they did instead. So I'm fine with that. We'll Strands on our turn, and then maybe we can Guardians pledge following this up. It's important to recognize they can untap twice here. We can even do some chipping with the birds first, and just play like another Lunark veteran and stuff. Doing a Hydra, okay. And just for like enough for reach and trample, okay. Another blocker, right. Because this cooks to lethal, right? 6, 12. We'll just Strands for green. It's fine. On green, and then I mean we kind of need like a Plains would be good because we can attack with everything and then use the veteran. They can untap one creature, so they have still 3 blockers. Don't get me wrong. They untap that, okay. But it's still like only a 2/2, and they'll probably have to block with it now. So here I think we just attack with everything and keep back. Maybe just keep back the bird tokens. Let's just keep back, I'm mindful, Nutcatcher doesn't have haste anyway. Let us just attack with everything except 1. I'm mindful if they run anything that does like flying, so we'll do this. It implies we're going to be doing a Strands next turn. They can untap that, that's fine. I guess this keeps that alive. They're going to do it to one thing and then have to block the other thing. They can also lose a lot of elves here. Oh no, I don't get... Shit. I'm going to yield before damage here. Why, deck? Why did you do that? We had... Oh gosh, okay. That's okay. Let's just play all our stuff out then. It's annoying that it did that. Yeah, I know. We honestly... Hey Fireball, how you going? The Infect video is getting posted today. We actually had... It just F6 through it. I actually did the yield instead of the stop. But that's just magic for you. We just in web more stuff. I know. That's fine. I'm honestly distracted by my cat a little bit. But let's just play some stuff. I mean, maybe we could have done this before anyway, but now I'm kind of just worried that I have too many blockers now. And we could have gotten rid of the Kroon Ranger, which is like pretty huge. But yeah, we definitely should have been able to just go Guardians Pledge and just cook them there. They do have to tap all their creatures to get anywhere though. Alright, let's try this again. Lux Knight Breach is not too bad for these clue tokens. I definitely wanted a Guardian's Pledge though. That's right, Firewall. It's yeah, it's fun. So the casting as a 3/3. Okay. I'm kind of fine with that. So they play Forest and cast Sacred One. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they can tap things down. I mean, we can kind of, by having that misplay in the game too there, it also implies that we don't have a Guardian's Pledge. So they might feel better to go balls to the wall here. I mean, now they can just do this. So my cat's got to go. Down you pop. Okay, that's another Strands, and they've got 3 cards left. So we've got attack with everything, but then they go like block, 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 and then they won't take enough. Don't think we can get wide enough either. I think maybe we're meant to crack the clue token here, because we have a Strands and another Strands. But we can't go wider than this, that's the thing, like... I'll just check something quickly. I might just completely crash my chat. Okay, that was a good draw. That was a very good draw. Can we draw planes, please? Come on, just give me your planes. That's what I want. So we can Leonardo. We can draw Leonardo next turn like a mad dog, and then get it done. We just pass. We can't really beat this. See if the chat saves like that. Then we can move it back. All right, Winding Way. So they're definitely going harder than us. I don't think we can do much about this. No, they didn't. I think it was just the thing they had with Marvels. That was like the issue with that. Okay, cool. The chat messages are still coming up. Yeah, I think they just had their issue was like a licensing thing with Marvel. I think they're just going to get wider than us now. They have to attack in though at some point. And then if they use all the... We'll just take 3, that's fine. I mean, 9's fine. Do they want to do it again? That's the question. I think we just try and take 15. Yeah, that's fine. So they can untap 1. So if they go block, 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 block. So they got 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still not lethal. I think we just continue going along what we were doing. I think we actually just need to genuinely get a Leonardo, go Prismatic Strands, and try and draw into a Leonardo to get somewhere. Just like one unblocked creature. And then just, yeah. This sounds absolutely nuts. But I think we're actually discarding the Guardian's Pledge and just trying to go as wide as possible in Prismatic Strands them and just try and get them with a 1 Leonardo for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're playing 3 more creatures. This feels absolutely nuts. I guess we could have like double Guardian's Pledge as well, which could be a choice. Holy Light's interesting. It doesn't hit anything, but it's interesting. Alright, we'll pass. So we got 5 turns of Prismatic Strands. So I think we're okay. If like Battle Screech is probably our best draw into Leonardo. What are they playing here? Just gaining a lot of life. Well, that makes things a lot easier. Oh, damn. Why did I run this? Oh, just for the aggro stuff, I see. They shouldn't attack with any ground creatures. It is not a good idea. We'll force them to put everything onto here then. But yeah, we'll just block it with everything. And we still strands on green. It just forces them to put everything onto there, that's all. Does force us to strands though. Right, now we'll just do it here. Step down a birdie. God, I wish I had my Guardian's Pledge now. Yeah, I mean, the totals could have been... I feel like the totals could be easier to do than the other stuff, don't get me wrong. It's close. No cigar, though. Yeah, Leonardo's and in webs are probably the best options we have here. Kind of think about Leonardo a bit like the other stuff that we have. We'll play this and try and just spike a land. Otherwise, if we don't, then we'll just discard one of these strands. Okay, we'll discard a Holy Light here because that's not doing anything for us. Play this. Unfortunately, 4, 8, 9. This might be a bit too much, biting off too much than I can chew, to be honest, but I think that's okay. We have lots of strands, and then next turn we can just spend all these clues to play more creatures because we have the strands in the bin. Oh, alright, now we need to actually get something for the Well-Wisher, otherwise we're cooked here. And it can't be a Thraben Charm either. We'll do 20. Maybe it can. 7, 21, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we need like more creatures. Alright, well, strands. Yeah, we need... I mean, we can't even get rid of it. We essentially need Journey to Know, which we're not running. Yeah, I'm running a league. I know, so shocking, isn't it? And they're untapping it now. Okay. I mean, basically, I think we can't do anything now with the Well-Wisher. Let's just crack a clue. I think all these are too late. I think with the Well-Wisher, it's too cooked. Let's just go to a game 3. I feel like I just screwed up the... I'm going to blame my cat. But yeah, essentially we should have been able to do it a bit earlier. I didn't see any of those scatter shots, so I'm actually going to bring in the Battle Screech. The Holy Lights, I think we still sadly keep in. Guardian's Pledges. The Soul Road Pack Beast I wasn't too pleased with, to be honest. I want to keep all the 1-drops, all the charms. Maybe just cut one charm on the play. Let's see how it goes. We can charm one thing and then, yeah. I know this sounds absolutely crazy, but all our cards, these versions of the deck essentially need like all the key parts of your deck to actually work. This is good. I think we just put back, well, like this is okay. It's got interaction, and if they have a weird elf hand, then we can just Holy Light them. We are going to put back the Eagles of the North though. So we'll keep this because we can get a Darvel down early. You know, we can get Darvel, Lunite Veteran. We have to see if this hand works or not. Yeah, the cat was impeding my view to the keyboard, and I auto-yielded when I didn't want to auto-yield. And yeah, was not fun. Okay, we got the other land. Let's just attack for 1. I'm happy for them to block, that's fine. Which they wouldn't block. But yeah, now we can play this, and if they essentially have like a priest turn, then they're cooked. But they seem to be more of like a stompy version. I think either way, I'm going to drop a Holy Light next turn. Can you please have a Priest turn? Play Priest, play Lana Rolls. That would be fantastic. Is what we need. 2 mana. All right, it's happening, guys. It's happening. This is how you win the game. Lana Rolls. Oh, dude. Oh, can you return a forest? Branston Pickle. My God. Yeah, fair enough. I'm just gonna Holy Light now. I don't want them to do anything specific. No one ever expects the Holy Light. There you go, Devin. You can see the power of Holy Light. We've just taken them back to the Stone Age, and we're probably still going to lose this game because they're going to play like Well Wisher or something. But we got a nice little clock here, 4 turns. Well, 3 turns if we use the Guardian's Pledge, but this is it. I got 2 cards left in hand, and it's bringing my step. We'll see. That's exactly what I wanted them to do, and we'll see if it's enough. I might even just use this. Okay, they have to use a Generous End like that. Okay, and they get a Forest, and if they play, if they play a Ham Sandwich, we're getting rid of it, essentially. Even like a Priest or something like that, they can kind of bounce back pretty quickly. Oh, they're playing a Lana Rolls. Okay. And another one. It's strange that they didn't return a Forest and play a Lana Rolls last turn. Look, if this is the case, I'm kind of happy for them to go play an Avenging Hunter next turn because we can Thraben Charm the Avenging Hunter. So I'll attack. I admit the power of Holy Light. It was also like they could have had literally any other draw. They could have done another Winding Way turn. Or they could have just paid, the 1/2 pumper or something like that, and then it just did not matter at all. So I'd rather like an Anger of the Gods or whatever, but we're in Pauper. Breath Weapon. But we are a mono white deck, and this is what we get. We don't deserve anything else. So we're just gonna fire if that's what they're doing this turn. So they don't have another land for something. We'll just hit their payoff with this. And getting another Forest. Okay. I wonder how many lands they're running. Okay, we're just gonna 100% Thraben Charm the crap out of that. We do need some extra action, otherwise we are gonna fall behind though. We do deserve better. I know, right? Oh, see this. We'll play it. We'll attack. But yeah, we really do need like. We had a really good start, but we kind of have to pray now that they don't have anything for this turn. Winding Way into a couple of Elves is pretty good, but they have to essentially block, otherwise we cook them next turn with the Guardian's Pledge. And Leonardo's like still pretty good as well. They're playing Priest, so they actually have to block, otherwise we cook them here. We're dealing 8 to them. Alright. Let's see if they want to block or not. We haven't done anything else this whole game. Alright, let's attack. That's like the worst draw because it's legendary. They should probably block here. Be drawing lands, bro, and I have 1 card left in my hand. What could it be? Yeah, that's fair enough. If this was anything else, if this was a Core Skyfisher, it would be good. Don't do Strata Games, I said that. Yeah. Yeah, I know. If that was like a Novice Inspector or something, it would have been absolutely huge, but they can just play an Ent now, which is actually cooked. So we were set to win this game, but then we didn't. And now they can play like a Nyxborn Hydra or something like that. Yeah, see? Too little too late now, I think. We kind of need to hit like another Thraben Charm now. Which are... Oh, we've lost, everyone. It was the cat's fault. This was a close game. I think if you just didn't rip a couple of lands off the top, and that's like, the punishment for playing at least like all these extra legendary creatures. I could try and go a little bit more wider, I guess. We could draw a Battle Screech as well. Let's just we'll play it out just in case if we draw anything specific. Like, they're pretty far off getting us just yet as well because of the Timberwatch Elf. Alright, we'll play the creatures. Like, we are on a fair bit of life. Yeah, if we ripped a Battle Screech on curve, I think we would have been fairly good here, but alas, there've been some good games regardless. Like this is what these games are made of, you know. I can definitely play this game okay. You've seen me play this game okay, but alas, I think it was only, if I'm trying to, I'll have to watch the VOD again, but I think in the game 2, I think there were only 3 unblocked, so that was 6 damage extra, and they went to 9, so they still would have had 3 open up in the air, but I guess that opened up to like a Leonardo in the later games. But yeah, we're probably pretty cooked here. I think we take, what, how much will this be? So you can hit for 12, so we take 1 hit off this Timberwatch, and then that's that. I don't know. If they literally just attack with the Ent with the Timberwatch, we're cooked. It looks like they're just filling things up. Yeah, Tavo went to Spider-Man, yeah. If only, but instead we're stuck here. Look, I was pretty happy winning in game 1 against them. I wish I kept more of the Screeches in game 2, because, but you don't know what's in their sideboard. They can run the Scattershot Archers, and then you just get cooked. So I think the sideboarding wasn't too bad, but yeah, now they've gone too far. This is the GG's here. I'll send the GG. They did the very good block with the Lana Elves. I did telegraph that we had a Guardian's Pledge anyway. But yeah, they're on 15. They have a Timberwatch Elf. Yeah, in for 6, and they can just double this. Yeah, we're done here. Let's go to another game. I mean, Strands is interesting, but I wasn't going to cut the mustard. Oh, could that have done it? The Infect video is dropping at 5 o'clock. Australian. I don't even know, ACDT. I think it is 5 o'clock ACDT. I'm just realizing, well, they would have Strands, done nothing that turn, and then played Battle Screech, and then flashback Strands. Even then, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. All right, this hand's good. It's just the kind of like when I was designing this style, this is what I wanted. And we're on the draw though, which is a little bit sadder, but essentially we can just go Inspector, Darbell that, Darbell this. We have to be mindful of that damn like that Elder or whatever it is. Yeah. I've trained the cat, you know, Piaget. Instead of ringing the bell, there's a big F6 on my keyboard, and that cat loves hitting that. Okay, so we're seeing essentially the Grixis Evolving Wilds. I'm wondering if it's like, oh, they must be playing Blue-Black Ninjas, which makes sense. But also, by doing this, they can't do anything else. And I'm very happy to see this over like anything else. So now we can attack with the Novice Inspector. We're normally pretty good because we actually have a very fast-ish clock against them. So attack with this. And what we're going to do though is want this Lunite Veteran down because the life does matter. And then we'll play the Darbell flicking over this Novice Inspector. And our clock's now better. We have a way to block this damn thingo, and it's also better against like the Elder, where it's even if this gets neg 2, it's going to be a 1/3. So yes, sorry, with the Brits, I was going to say our coffee is we're kind of cooked with our coffee. Well, hang on, that's red. I was expecting them to go ninjas and play the new Oroku, whatever it is. Yeah, I guess it is Izzet Faeries, which I'm a bit perplexed about. Like, what are you running red for? You don't want to run like the Wraths or anything like that. Well, yeah, I guess they're running the Snowlands, so they're probably running Scred. But like, do you really need the Scred? Like, is the Scred just to hand a Wrathing Chrysalis or something like that? They can bolt that. I'm 100% blocking this Moon Circuit Hacker though. No, they can't attack with it. And it's like a 2-for-1 for us. That's like, I know they got a 2-for-1 with that, but like, I'm completely fine with blocking that. Because we'll get it back as, I'll literally play it as a flyer. So I can block this, and I don't have any more unblockable. And we'll start playing my stuff out. Yeah, Scred and Lightning Bolt, that's a lot though, when you think about it. Scred and Lightning Bolt is a lot. Yeah, we have a pretty good setup here. I ate like 3 chips, and now my cat's like just locked into my hand, so they're away from the keyboard. So anyway, my story with the coffee is that I don't know why, but we somehow adopted, like, we pulled all the good stuff from like Europe and whatnot with coffee, and like I guess Brazil, and we kind of built on it with roasting. So yeah, we're like strangely very good at coffee. So what I'm going to do, we're going aggro train now. We're going to chuck this on the Phantom. And then I'm actually going to do this all pre-combat because I don't want things to die. Actually, no, we'll attack first and see if we can get this pack beast down this turn. Fire Ice? Holy moly, man. Well, they didn't do it in response to this, so... Okay, they're taking it. Okay. The beauty is they also don't have a counter spell, which is what I like in a deck. So we'll play this. And then we'll just drop a pack beast. They can put a... If they want to put an Indra on and spend half their turn doing that, they can. Yeah, Fire Ice is nice tech. Tapping down and getting in with a ninja is pretty good. Anyway, our coffee is really good. I don't even care if you guys don't really care about the story too much. But our coffee is wildly very, very good in Australia. So if you ever come to Australia, you can go into most cafes and you'll be like, holy crap. Like, why do I taste like berries and fruit in this coffee? It's just wild. Yeah, Scred isn't reach. Just like you kind of want this level of board control. Yeah, see, this is the power of the Soul Red Pack Beast. Is like we played it, we drew a card, but they Scredded it. Yep, good job. But we drew a card off of it, so we're just going to add to our board more and more. And like, again, they can play a Ninja, but next turn if I'm going like Thraben Spectre and then playing this for 2, if we draw a land, we can also Thraben Charm. And our clock's just way faster than theirs now. There's the City Pigeon. Alright, let's attack with everything. And then we'll play all the 1-drops. And then we'll play this Soul Red Pack Beast. And yeah, if we get a land, then we're absolutely cooking. I guess I'll get rid of one of my creatures. Okay, you can spread that. Yeah, fair enough, the coffee. Yeah, Devon, are you based in the UK? Counterpoint is I do not drink coffee. Nah, fair enough. I was thinking about, because it's obviously quite early in the morning here. It's 10:16 currently. I do my little morning run because I have this week off work. So that's why I'm streaming in the first place anyway. Oh, that's fine. It's a little bit sad because now we can't... I mean, we can play the Thraben Inspector and then we keep up Thraben Charm. But with the Scred and the counterspell, yeah. I was like, we could maybe even Thraben Charm one of the Faeries, but yeah, it's just 1-drop. Still going to have a 1-drop regardless. So if they put an Ninja in... I actually think I should have Thraben Charmed this. I should have Thraben Charmed that. Because now if they have a Ninja, they can return that. Yeah, I was meant to do it on our turn. I really screwed up here. I should have done the Spellstar Sprite just in my end step, because now they can, okay, well they don't have an answer to it, so they're probably looking for another Spellstarter Sprite here, which is another problem as well, because then they have that turned on, because once they have like a Spellstarter Ninja lock-in, yeah, the one pigeon, dude. Dead Gone, I've definitely played that card before, but I'd have to Google it. Played Dead Gone like in a long time. Ah, Texan. Yes. Sometimes I've heard some American coffee's not the greatest. It's just like the pot coffee. Yes, I have seen the Crimson Fit Commodore, but that's absolutely cooking. They actually hit the Spellstarter Sprite. That's okay. So I think here, I mean, what I want to avoid is them ninjuring the Spellstarter Sprite and then having the lock-in. And our clock's still better, and we will play. They've got 3 cards left. Okay, the Furry Miscreant. All their stuff has flying. Let's, so what we're going to do first is we're just going to crack a clue first. And yeah, now we can... I'm going to do this all pre-combat. Doing the Thraben Charm on their turn also means we can do all this, which is good. But now we have just a very good clock. And they have 1 card left. And we have 3 clue tokens as well, and life gain. So, even if they ninja and have a Spellstarter Sprite, I think we're okay, because we're just going to be bashing with everything every turn. Yeah, I know. My cat is purring a fair bit. I can I can drop them. Can you hear it from here though? Yeah, I know. She just likes to be part of the. She knows I'm talking to people, so she just wants to be here with people. Tea. What kind of tea do you drink, Svela? Oh, they have the other scred. They've done very well to stave off our attackers. If the cat comes over at the mic, I'll bring it down. Yeah, dude, Steven, our time zones are absolutely cooked. So, like, I've always wanted to stream and do stuff with people. But, like, I get home from work and then it's, like, the worst time possible to do anything. Very seer. Okay. So we're kind of a little bit cooked here. We need, like, It has like I don't quote me from like any specific point of view, but essentially we have like an eastern side, and then we have I'm happy to hold on to the strands and just bash with everything. Yeah, because if they block the Lunite, we can bring it back, and then we've got the Starbell. We have. Yeah, we have like a half-hour time difference, but if you think about the Western Australia, that's a 3-hour time difference from me normally. So I'm central, in the middle, with Darwin and Adelaide, and then you have all the other mob on the other side, on the east side that are half an hour before us. Play this. See, I can still play and talk. It's fine. Yeah, it's just Perth is just so far out. Perth is the one that with all the bloody mining and stuff like that, and they're 3 hours out. I'm just kind of in the middle that no one knows about. I do think it's like crazy that like Texas's economy is bigger than Australia's, Devon, which I think is just cooked. Like we're a whole damn country, and like your one state's just like, yep, this is where we're at. Yeah, I was thinking like, I mean, so normally we're testing. Devon's got a good point with the running for the 4 Leonardos. Is you want to yeah, you essentially do want to run 4 because then you can test it better. It's I think 3's fine. Essentially, how I look at it is like with numbers, and I can't remember what I read it a while ago. Is that with deck building in legendaries, generally 3's a good number unless you really, really want the effect and they're going to be removing it a lot. You want to go to 4. So normally I think about like Thalia guarding with Raven. Normally a lot of D&T lists back in the day, it was 3. You kind of wanted 1, but then when you really needed it, you would run 4 because the first one's like a lightning bolt magnet. Okay, so we don't get to do this all the time, but we're going to play Eagles of the North for actually what it's worth. And have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 6 mana, so get wrecked. Get bloody wrecked. There's also a 3/3 flyer. Please don't have counterspell. That'd be nuts to have counterspell. Yeah, there's one time zone. You know what? That's kind of fun though. You don't have to think about it all the time. These all get first rate. This was probably the best draw. Yeah, we cooked them with that. All right. So in terms of things that we want to bring in, we want the Sun Lancers. We don't want the life gain too much. We just want the Holy Lights. It's good. It's funny. I was talking about running more than one Holy Light. I was like, surely this won't come up. I want all our flyers. The Thraben Charms aren't as nice. I do want to cut those out. We do want to keep... Oh, sorry, we cut out all the Guardian's Pledges. They're just not good against this, and they normally bring in, Dispels, which is not good for us. But yeah, we'll just run this. Low Missionaries aren't good because it's an X1. Dawnbringer Cleric's not good. It's 1/3. It's only gains 2 life, and the enchantments and stuff like that don't really matter. They do run... Oh, they do run some of those particular cards. They run those auras... I think let's just run it as it is, because with the tapping and the Darvel and the Leonardo, we might be able to still like return them and play them again. We have, so in Australia, we have lots of gas, but we sell it all offshore for like basically for free. It's like a really contentious political issue. I don't want to get political on the stream though. But yeah, I think a long while ago, our politicians just like did that, and so we essentially, I think we have the third most amount of like gas or something like that in the world. We essentially should be like fairly close to Saudi Arabia in terms of like, oh, we have all these natural resources, but we don't tax it properly. So the private corporations take it all and then sell it dirt cheap overseas. But anyway, that's the whole thing. Yeah, Holy Light is so peak against Faeries. I love it. It's so much. It is so much in the Fairy matchup, and no worries. Yeah, politics is touchy. Well, that's what I mean. Like, people don't come to the stream to do politics. There's plenty of accounts that do that. You're here to watch me play Magic the Gathering. I literally come here to distract my brain from my worries of the world. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully they don't get a good ninjutsu here. We have Leonardo, which is pretty cracked. I feel like we can put them away quite easily. I don't know if blue red's good for Faeries. I wonder if they run electric reefs or something like that. But let's get him for 1. I could have played the Leonardo, but I kind of want to keep it around until I can get more damage out of it. And I kind of want to play this, and the next turn we can play Rafine's Informant. I think we want to do that, because I want to just attack with a bunch of like dinky creatures, get the most amount of creatures out, and then we can play Rafine's Informant and then sneak it in. I think that's fine. Yeah, sometimes you just need to turn it from politics, essentially. My goal this week was just like, let's just jam a bunch of Magic. So anyway, with Fairy Seer here, I'm happy for them to play Ninja there, to be honest. Like, there's just nothing off my back if they want to do that. So I'm going to play the Rafine's Informant. They're obviously telegraphing a Spellstutter Sprite here. Okay, they don't have that. That's fantastic for us. So we are going to get rid of this Plains. You know what? We're going to discard this and then cast this. And then we're going to play a Leonardo and get him for like 7 billion damage. Give or take a billion. Because it feels so... You do not want to just spread a Lightning Bolt or Novice Inspector, but I guess they will do that to a Leonardo. And then that's fine, because essentially the Leonardo is paid for itself. Because it's return a creature that essentially is 3 mana, 1/2, draw a card. Do you know what I mean? It's like essentially a extra casting cost of Elvish Visionary. So I get them having to do that, but that's why I want to run all those extra things. Yeah, that's it. And that's the thing with politics. Like, people can get their fix somewhere else with that. Australia's a nice place to live in, essentially, is what I should say. You know, I'm able to go for a run in the morning and just chill and then play Magic with my paid time off. All right, this is still pretty good as well. So we'll still play. I'm just thinking about what we want to do first. We could just draw a card first in case we hit an Leonardo, which I think we'll do. We'll just do that. Also, if we hit like an ideally range, that's fine. This is what it looks like. We will attack with everything, and then we'll inweb a Darvel. I'm actually, because I'm only 1 planes away from the Eagles, and we have so many bloody lands in this deck that I feel quite confident that we can draw into that. And this Darvel as well, being a 3/3, gets around any of the breath weapon stuff and whatnot. Politics does make people sad. There's obviously a point to it though as well. Like, you know, bettering your country and your world is a good thing. Oh, I thought literally this was going to be the Commodore, whatever it is. This is completely fine with them. So they got obviously a very clunky hand, which is fantastic for us. We've got another Leonardo. So again, I want to keep this around because we can play this next turn. I'm going to fire this off first. All right, Rafine's Informant. We are just going to play this because it's going to sneak and play the Novice Inspector again. We're going to attack with everything, and then Leonardo's going to get in for a metric F-ton. Yeah, the 3/3 bodies are really legit, and they're blocking that as well. I mean, this probably means they're running like something big as well, but we're getting a massive sneak in here. And then we just play the Raven Inspector again. Like, we just have infinite clues. Like, even if they did a breath weapon here, we can play a creature, crack some clues, and we have an eagle on the back burner as well. Like, it feels pretty good. A 3/4 that draws a card for 1 mana, you psychopath, that's not going to exist. How often do people leave Australia for work or just for a fresh start? To be honest, it does happen a fair bit. Firewall. It's not like a lot. It's not like a massive brain drain. I think what we probably normally see is, from my experience, is that any of like people that really want to work in tech, they will move to America and stuff like that for tech. But that's very few and far between. And And some people, because we're quite linked in with like New Zealand and the UK, people normally go to the UK and work a little bit and kind of go there in their 20s to find themselves, kind of thing. That happened a fair bit. Yeah, most people do stay in Australia, like a fair few people that live in Australia. And to be honest, like in the health systems as well, like a lot of doctors from the NHS and stuff like that can pop over. So we've set up a way. They're on 4. We literally draw planes, and they're cooked. Actually, also, I mean, we got this anyway. We had multiple ways we can win from here. So we got the Thraben Charm, but also we could have So this is just 4 damage. We could have also idyllic ranged into the bird, and then they would block 1 and then take 4 exactly. So we'll go into the next match. Okay, so we're on the play, which is nice, playing against Cyberlinks. Let's see what this hand looks like. This hand's good. It's very good if they're playing like Madness Burn or something like that. We need more 1-drops essentially, but we'll play Lunarch Veteran, and we'll just play another Lunarch Veteran. We'll probably play even an early Leonardo just to get pressure down and use our mana well. So yeah, next turn, depending on what they do, we'll just go land Lunarch, and then we'll just sneak out this Lunarch Veteran for this Leonardo. Still a 2/3 for 1 mana is pretty good. That's going to be exponentially getting bigger. Is going to be good. And I think now with that, we want to be quick, because normally these kind of styles of deck, they run Grim Bauble, which isn't that bad against Leonardo, because it's just it's a 1/3. So cast for sneak, bing bong. Lunarch Veteran's not good against these decks typically. And then next turn we'll just get another plains, play the Lunarch Veteran. Let's see how we go. She's back. I'm sorry, kitty. I need to get a little like bed next to me, but she just wants to be part of the squad, you know. She just wants to be here. She dropped some cat fur into my coffee, I think. There you are. You'd be watching a grown man fish fur out of a thing, did you? But here we are. So this is good because it's a 2/1. So they're obviously playing that like the Affinity build. It looks like Rafine's Forman's good. I think what I'm going to do is cycle this for planes. This other Lunarch Veteran doesn't matter too much. We're probably even going to discard it with the Rafine's Informant. But it's just a bit annoying because we have to play this all post pre-combat, because we want to get the buffs on Leonardo. We did draw planes. I want this as a 3/2 though, I think. I think this is fine, because then if we draw another 1-drop, it's still good. So we'll attack for 3, 4. Yeah, White Weeni's been great, dude. What part of Australia would you recommend someone who wants to move to Australia? If that's something that you can even answer, that is. Depends what you really want. Firewall. It's kind of like, I guess, what is this? It depends on like, I guess, what your job is. Like if it's mining and engineering, probably on the west side of Perth. A lot of the business CBD kind of style stuff is more on the east coast. Sydney's very bustling, but I guess the issue is also that it's very expensive living in Australia as well with housing. But yeah, it's good old Adelaide, or Adelaide as they call it. It's kind of like the step up from a small town, so it's kind of quite nice. This is kind of a problem here. This is 4/4. Yeah, I'll try Last Night Breacher in another build. I definitely want to. Let's play this Raven Spectre, and let's play this Saltray Pack Beast, and we'll just attack with the Leonardo. You see this Grixis build is like very shaky with their mana base. Now they could have cast down. I think because of that, we're just going to pass, and then next turn we're going to just cast 2 veterans. We'll cast 1 veteran attack and keep up Guardian's Pledge, I think. And then most of our stuff can survive a Mirror Forcer. If they do want to choose to attack with block the Leonardo or the Pack Beast. Yeah, the rod's really fun. Oh, damn. Alright, so maybe we should have just played more. I know sometimes they run like 1 or 2 now spell bombs. Oh, so they had the spell bomb. Maybe we should have just I'm talking too much, that's why. I'm just having too much fun. I could have technically just fired off the veterans then, because they wouldn't have gone on the stack. Maybe that would have been better. Alright, at least we can discard this planes. And I think we just get in with 2 enforcers. Yeesh. I'm wondering if they'll double block. They've still got 3 cards in hand and a Cryogen Relic. Yeah. I think we attack with everything. Because Leonardo is a 4/4. I'm just thinking if they go like block, block, and then block. Guardian's Pledge makes things a lot easier. I think we just attack and see if we can get this other Leonardo cooking somewhere. I think they want to block this Leonardo. That's what they want to do. Scandinavia is also interesting, but like, again, expensive. So Affinity is also not normally a good match for us. What I'm going to do here is, so this will trade... it's a little bit awkward because we have this other Leonardo. I think we still Guardian's Pledge. It's a little bit awkward. I was kind of hoping they were going to block the Pack Beast, but it's probably the best draw that they could have done. I think we Guardian's Pledge because we still get rid of 1 Mir and we have more stuff in play, and then we can always get around with other things next go of it. And it would have changed the power anyway. Yeah, we'll just try and draw some other stuff. Because now they have that. If we draw more creatures, the Mirror Force is not that big of a deal. Forecast into more Mirror Forces is not going to be fun for us. Yeah, well, Texas has a giant economy, Devin, so of course you're going to say that. There's heaps of money there. I missed your thing about what you were saying before, like with the money and the currencies and the what have you. Our best draw here is probably... I can't Cryogen Relic us because their mana's shakier than a leaf. But what do we want here? Battle Screech would be nice. I think what we're going to do is crack the clue first and just see if we get anything else. Another 1-drop's good. Darvel's interesting. I think let's attack the Salt Road Pack Beast and see if they want to trade with the Mirror Enforcer. And then otherwise, I think we're going to play Darvel and then play Thraven Inspector. Okay, they do want to trade. Okay, I guess they got Blood Fountain, which is the issue. Alright, we'll just pass. In puns we bust. How you going, buddy? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, absolutely impoverished. Yeah. Sorry, Devin. It's grim out there. But you can play Magic with your boy here. Yeah, here's the Blood Fountain. They just come back. It's probably just too much to get through this. I think we kind of need a Battle Screech to do it. And that's why I brought in the extra Dust to Dust. We're loving the username. We need the extra Dust to Dust, which is in the sideboard. Okay, Lunark Veteran. Look, I'm actually still going to like cook around a little bit. Let's crack a clue first. Because, yeah... we're actually just like not out of it. Why when you can surprisingly really progress in terms of card advantage and life gain. So they might not feel like they can really attack with me. Is there a 9? Like if we get a Guardian's Pledge or another Leonardo or something like that, we can drop a lot of damage essentially. I was dreaming about this. Oh yeah, nice, electrician. That's a good trade. My dad's an electrician. I thought sometimes I should have been an electrician. I mean, first things first, is a professional Magic Gathering player that gets paid to just play Pauper every day, but I don't think that's gonna work out, sadly. But I'm fine to play it in my free time. So as I was just saying, like Affinity's not the greatest matchup, but that's a problem as well. Gulf Blast, like they just when I was building this list as well. Is that you kind of have to stress that they can come up the board really easy with Mirror Enforcers. Sometimes they just don't draw the Mirror Enforcers. Thanks, Devin. I do wish... I think the economy's there for a pro Pauper player. I don't know how much Calicast gets. I don't know. He's been doing it for a good while and he gets a decent amount of views on his YouTube videos. Maybe he does it like part-time or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, look, we're pretty cooked here. I think we need like literally Battle Screech into something. Prismatic Strands is not that good here. And we can't really play much else. I think we're gonna still put this. No, they can Gal Blast. That's the problem. I think we're just gonna put it on a Thraven Inspector. I don't think it really matters too much. Maybe I actually should have put it on Leonardo because we can use the strands to keep the Leonardo alive. But yeah, Affinity generally, because they have so much stuff that's just running on the ground, this version I think will struggle more with it, but really the core Skyfisher doesn't help that much. Generally, Affinity's not the greatest matchup for us because they can just go really hard and fast, and they play just so much stuff to gum up things. Like Refurbished Familiar for 1 mana, Mirror Enforcer. You basically need things to rubber band back into the game, and that's in the form of Dust to Dust, which we will be playing. Yes, yeah, I wouldn't mind collabing with Callie. He sounds like an absolute king. I will be collabing with Strata Games, and I was wondering if it's a plan where it's like Strata James kind of thing. Yes, he emailed me back in American time like 8 hours ago, so I need to reply to him. But we're keen for a collab, so I'm very keen to do that. But like this is the play is like normally I'd be at work right now, doing my 9 to 5. So it's like I don't really know. I need to work out if I'm collabing. Or I'll collab with Strata Games, but that's also time zones that we have to work out. But he sounds like a sick dude when we're chatting on the emails. He seems like a really cool guy. So yeah, we'll make it work. But I'm thinking, you know, if I ask Callie if he wants to collab and he's on like the other side of America and it's like literally graveyard shift for me, it's going to be hard. And like, you know, like I'm just like, this is my day. I'm like, I'm happy. I'm drinking coffee. I'm just chilling. But if I'm sleep deprived at 3 a.m, it's going to be a bit grim. Okay, so we have Guardian's Pledge. I'm happy just swinging with the team. They still have Galv Blast up. But we have to make some movements, I think. They're not the greatest movements. If I use the strands as well, it wouldn't have been that good. And then they have 4, 8, 12. They can basically just cook us as well with the Galv Blast next turn. So let's just swing out. This game is basically a lost cause because of the rods and whatnot. But if they're sending a Galv Blaster here, I think that's kind of fine. We can maybe Darbell something else, then we have another blocker. Galv Blasting that. They kind of like triggered too early with that. They should have done blocks first and forced me to do the Guardian's Pledge, because now I can essentially Guardian's Pledge to save this card, which I will be doing. And now they're forced to block otherwise. Yeah, they need to block this, the turtle, and then they can block the 2 other creatures and cook us. But yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like if it was profitable, like it would work quite well, you know. Yeah, we're pretty cooked in this game here. They're just attacking for lethal. We could Darvel bring back, but then we're forced to block something. And if they have any kind of non-creature spell, we're cooked as well. I'd rather just not show them the Darvel and keep it for the next game. Yeah, and Web is sorcery speed. It's alternating casting cost. So if the creature's how it is, then that's just how it is. So with this version, I assume they're running that new artifact that we were looking at running as well. I'm actually going to cut strands. I don't actually love it here. I know they got Karaklan Shaman, but I think we just have to just run into the Karaklan Shamans as is. I think the City Pigeon's fine. No, let's cut the City Pigeon. Who are we kidding? We got the Plenty of Flies with the Battle Screech anyway. The Cat's back. I don't want Sunlances. Holy Lights I don't really want either. What else do we want to cut? I think the Greatsword's just good with our 1-drops. We could probably cut... I think the Pack Beats is fine. Let's cut a Pledge and cut like 1 Veteran because they don't matter as much. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh has like a massive community. Yeah, I guess in terms of collabing, I'll brainstorm with Strata Games, but my inclination will probably be we'll want to do something like our Brews probably for TMNT and just take it from there. Sunlance is very much we can keep this hand. It's not the greatest, but we'll keep. Sunlance is essentially used because I just wanted something really early against the fast decks. This deck it can be fast, but it's like a turn 5, turn 6 deck. So ideally, I wanted just something just to knock off some early interaction. So like against Elves, just like bolting the birds essentially is what I wanted to do. It's also good against sorry kitty. It's also good against like just the red rally lists, just to get things out of the way a bit early. Big on cats. Yeah, she's very sociable. She's an old cat, but she loves to be a bit sociable. Alright, there we go. We drew a land like an absolute king here. So we'll play this. We will just discard... Oh, it's close. I think we do get rid of a pledge because we're going to get a third land, and I actually want to be able to battle Screech. We're going to be, if we're drawing a land, we're going to go into great sort of tier. So I'm just going to get rid of a Guardian's Pledge. Like we card it. We only really want one. And to be honest, if they play Refurbished Familiar, that's the first thing that's going. Mengu, I would love to collab with Mengu, but I don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. That would be absolutely sick. Yeah, I don't think I'm big enough for Mengu. Yeah. Hey, if you're in this stream, slip me in. Slip me in and be like, hey, have you heard of this guy? He's so good, like, you should check him out. We're going to chuck this on the Novice Inspector because I don't want to make this Raffine's Informant like just a instant hit for a, an instant hit for the Crygen Relic or something like that. And I want to get it to a spot where a 4/5 is good against their other shenanigans that they're playing, like the Mirror Enforcer and whatnot. Yeah, Mengu sounds like he's really down to earth, but he probably sounds like a very busy guy. He also plays Flesh and Blood, which I also used to play Flesh and Blood, but like he's just like a natural pro player. Like, and I don't have anything of the sorts. What I'm going to do is cycle this for an idyllic range. This is a very interesting hand. We're playing bloody counters over here, but we can play this. Let's chuck again, I want to make this a 4/5. And then we'll put the other Great Sword on the Raffine's Informant. Just push our threats around a little bit. Yeah, he does a lot of paper content, and that's also the content that does the best for him as well. You know, like he obviously streams every day, but like his Pauper content just gets like 50, 60,000 viewers. Like that's insane. But you're there for Mengu as well. Like he's just good. He still plays he plays Magic Online, but it's just like it's a lot of Modern. He plays a lot of Modern, which like I've dabbled in Modern as well, and I will be playing some Modern next month because that's our next qualifiers, kind of like our SUG circuit. Our next thing is Modern, so I have been building into Domain Zoo for that, which I'll probably do a video here and there. But like I'm here for Pauper first and foremost. I'm getting a little bit of traction on the standard stuff on Magic Online, but a lot of people do Arena. Alright, what are these 2 black pips? I mean, it sounds like they just drew lots of random stuff. So even if they have blockers, we can kind of cook them here. And they should Gav Blast on their turn because we like have Guardian's Pledge and Prismatic Strands in our deck. Even though we cut the Prismatic Strands, they don't know that. Yeah, that's what I mean. Mengu's like actually like a full YouTuber. I'm shocked Strata Games wants to collab with me, to be honest. Like he's got like 13,000 viewers, you know what I mean? This is interesting. So they obviously have to do this now, I guess. And they have the Mirror Enforcer. Okay. I mean, they will be losing a lot of stuff. This is interesting. And they're doing the sacking on the stack. Okay. But we can just play the Battle Screech, which I'm fine with, and we've got double swords, so... And they have to get rid of a bunch of lands as well. So 1, 2, 3, 2 lands as well, which is pretty cracked. We could also just draw a Dusted Us and hit 2 lands. Like, that's pretty good. I appreciate the reaching for the stars, but maybe if I do get a little bit bigger over time, we can see. Okay, so they... I mean, this is probably their out that they have to do. Just stacking 5 artifacts and just going from there. Yeah, I'll definitely collab. And I'm keen to collab. It just depends on life and all that stuff. All right, and they got the Mirror Enforcer. There we go. But we're on 20. We're going to play Battle Screech, which is hard for them to deal with. And then we'll just take it from there, I think. I have to clean up as well. Yikes. Okay, we'll go land. I probably should have kept that land in my hand, actually. Because I wouldn't mind the Guardian's Pledge. Because it would be lethal. Like, if they get Refurbished Familiar here. Alright, we'll equip a Great Sword to one of the bird tokens. And the next, yeah. Now we essentially have lethal with the Guardian's Pledge. But, like, really, I should have kept the planes in my hand. Because if they played Refurbished Familiar, we could just discard the planes. But then they would have had another blocker, I guess. Like, this is probably fine. They still have to get through these birds. There's Refurbished Familiar. I knew it was coming. Again, it would have been way better to drop that planes. That was just my afterthought. Yeah, people do like playing real cards. The issue with the real card stuff is that you really have to... you have to, like... The editing, like, is just phenomenal. Like, even in Mangoose... like Pauper videos in paper, there's just so much that they do. Like Galvin blasting that, okay. There's so much involvement for that. Let's crack a clue first. Like I just don't think I could feasibly edit anything like that. It's just so much. Let's equip this. Let's equip this. Play a land. I will. So I'm going to attack, obviously. I'm very likely going to be, we'll just tap that down. I'm very likely going to be Thraben Charming the Refurbished Familiar in their turn. Because I'm just mindful if they play a free artifact spell, they could actually pay 2 mana to play Mirror Enforcer. And they can win the game that way. So this gets around a Cryclone Shaman. They have 7 cards in hand. 2 flyers don't do it. They really need Galvanic Blast, really. Thoughtcast. Okay. I might even do the Thraben Charm now, so they can't just cast a Refurbished Familiar for free. And if they have a Gal Blast here, I mean, we might just mulligan with this, but I think we have to play in a way that we have to do a little bit of risk and reward here. They do have the Gal Blast. That is rough. I try to play around them not having the Gal Blast, but I guess we should have not done that. It's funny how, yeah, he only posts once a week on the paper channel, Mangu, yeah. And Cryclone Shaman. I think we're pretty cooked now. They really did come back with it, with the Thoughtcast and what have you. I really should have just held on to that Thraben Charm, or I should have just used it before. Yeah, not good. We'll just pass. That was a GG. I think that's probably just a little bit of a misplay from me. I don't know if it would have changed anything, because they still had just the lands for the removal spell for Battle Screech. But yeah, they're getting in for 7, and then we play a creature they can just Cryclone Shaman it. We essentially need flyers only now. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's the most time between part is the yeah. Oh, people have an issue with mentioning other creators. Nah, that I'm completely fine with talking about creators. Like, we're all, we're all involved in the same thing. Like, you don't get anywhere. Everyone should just be helping each other out. Really, do you know what I mean? We're cooked here anyway. I just want to see what I draw. A bit sad. Maybe if we drew like a Dust to Dust and we could just pop these 2, we could have gone there. But yeah, alas. Yeah, we'll just pass, let them do their thing. But we're close. We had a really good start. If we maybe have drawn a Dust to Dust, or potentially if I Thraben Charmed that Refurbished Familiar. My cat's farting right now, so I have to put the cat down again. If we had a Refurbished Familiar, if we Thraben Charmed that maybe on our turn, then they couldn't have Thoughtcast, or they would have had to tap out for the Thoughtcast, and they couldn't have Gal Blasted us. It was more just I was thinking about other threats that I couldn't deal with, like another Mirror Enforcer, versus I was just hedging on them not having a Gal Blast, essentially. Yeah, GG's there. All right, we'll hop into another one. All right, we're on the play, which is nice. Let's try and get a W here. This hand's good, and it's also great with the N-Web with the Leonardo, so we'll just fire off the Veteran first, and then go into Inspector. I do want to keep the... I guess we could The option is we could play Thread Inspect and get an extra clue. Let's play the Thread Inspector first. I'm more mindful of it's probably more likely we're going to be running into Terror and stuff like that. So I would actually mind rather getting a clue over getting a life gain in the unknown. Watch them play. Okay, it might be Maru or something of the like. So we are going to play the Veteran now. We'll attack for 1 and then we'll Darbell it. We've got a pretty good hand though, to be honest. You know what? Let's still just play the Inspector. Let's just play all the Inspectors and then we can Darbell the Leonardo, which I think is probably the best way. This could suck in a Lightning Bolt potentially, which could be good. Yeah, it could be the ground-based nature of the list. We'll run a core Skyfish list. We'll just jam another league after this. Yeah, I'm just keen building the community up. I feel like we have... Okay, so obviously playing like a red-white burn list. Oh, I love this little 1-2 punch. But this is fine because we're actually just going to play Leonardo and then Darbell it. Maybe it's not best to do that. We haven't hit another land, which is a little bit How's Your Father. I actually want to keep returning this Leonardo. So I'm going to play this first and then I'll get him with these. And then play Leonardo and then return the Darbell. So we'll do this. Get him for 3. Essentially Darbell right this turn. Maybe I should have played the Darbell earlier. It's hard to know. I think with Raven Charm we can clear it pretty well anyway. We can grind. We really need planes. Oh, thanks, Malcolm. That's really nice. I did misplay this a little bit, though. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's kind of like... yeah, I don't know what I can really offer much more compared to the other Pauper players, but I'm very keen just to keep playing Magic. I've been doing it for like 16, 17 years now since I was a wee hacker, and I want to keep doing it. Yeah, I think that's probably how I gained traction in the first place, was like I literally just played... I've always played white decks. My first deck was like a white deck, and then I just kept doing... But like even my first videos on here was just mono white aggro, Pauper, and I think that's just kind of what's taken that. I think that's what grabbed me, because I obviously playing this a fair bit. I see a lot of channels that are... trying to get... You know, I can't talk, like I'm not even 1,000 subscribers, but like there are a lot of channels that are really trying to break through with like standard and stuff like that. Damn, they got lots of burn spells. And, you know, they're getting like 100, 200 viewers. And like my standard videos don't do that well, but some of them hit like 1,000 or whatever, or like 600 views or whatnot. It's just like they're just playing matches versus like, I don't know, I could quite happily, like, my heaven would be like, obviously, like, I love my wife and I love spending time with my wife, but like I was in heaven and I was just like, someone gave me a Pauper mono white deck and they're just like, here's like a gauntlet you can play against with like your friends. I'd be like, god damn, hell yeah, brother, like let's go. You know, it's just very fun. This synth deck is pulling away from us a little bit, which is not good for us. Let's just... I'm going to fire this clue off in case we hit another Leonardo or a Darbell. And then we'll get in for 2. We got some good stuff, though. Scouting Hawk. I need to check what Scouting Hawk does. It's like 30 ticks. Alright, let me have a quick look what it is. Scouting Hawk. I just gave myself PTSD from my mouse just hovering over that Galvanic Blast. I thought they had another one. Because it's like 30 ticks. I've been playing a version of the mutate counters list at the LGS and it's actually done pretty well. I do want to try and mute a mutagen list on here at some point. Scouting Hawk. Oh yeah, because it's from the Baldur's Gate command. If your opponent controls more lands, new search library for winner ETBs. It comes to play tapped. That's kind of legit. I was looking at... There was an absolute cooked list that I saw with... sometimes I just scour Moxfield to see what people are absolutely cooking, what drugs they're on. And I did see there was this deck that ran... What did it run? It ran What's that? It's not the Squadron Hawk, but when it attacks, it's a 2/2, and when it deals damage, you can search for that creature with a name. You can have as many as you can in your deck. It's kind of like a Squadron Hawk effect. But yeah, so cooked, and I was just like, hell yeah! Like it ran like obviously like 20 of those, or which I don't think is the right number, but it ran that with like the familiars, like the green and red Naya familiars. I could see that because it says planes, doesn't it? Search your library for basic planes. Okay, so you can't just grab something else interesting. Yeah, it was just like I was like I could make a build out of this essentially. All right, so they've got synths going. This is kind of like they've turned the corner now. I think this is probably like every time I played synth against this deck, I've always struggled a little bit. I think that, again, let's just crack a clue, see what we hit. Raffine's form is not bad. We will get rid of the strands. Let's attack first, I think, and then bin the strands. So I digress with what we were saying. Just to float back to what we're doing. Thanks for the toast up. I appreciate it. And that you enjoyed my content, everyone. Yeah, it's. I think just my brand anyway is mono white aggro, and then adjacent decks to that. Like even when I'm thinking about if I ever went to the Pro Tour, I'd have to play a deck that's like situated around like creature based. I'm actually going to bin the strands. They've used so much, and the problem is these experimental synthesizers are 2/2 and they're white, so the strands gets worse with that. They've already burnt through 2 Galvanic Blasts. Normally the deck runs 4 Galvanic Blasts and 2 Lightning Bolts, roughly. Or sometimes they run the full 8 suite. Oh, the rabbit, that'd be cool. That's that rabbit that does the thingamajiggy. I do want my my text to appear up a bit better. I'm going to try not hide old messages so things just stay up, to be honest, because it's just probably a bit easier to actually follow content for the actual video that I'll edit for this. But obviously, like this league is a bit more of a train wreck, which is what it is. But we're going to probably be wasting this Raven Charm on this damn Glenhawk. Okay, our land's not good. Let's just crack a clue first, see what we get. Battle Screech is good. We are going to fire off this Raven Charm now because we do have that Prismatic Strands in the bin. So unless they have a Thraben Charm, this will go okay. It's just they have a Thraben Charm, yeah. So now we can attack. I mean, they're pretty low. We can cast Battle Screech next turn. They don't normally run that many flyers. They have Lembas, which is good. If we control the air, I think we're fine. Like if we draw, we'll go Battle Screech next turn, and then if we draw Guardian's Pledge, so we can absolutely cook them here. So, and the fact that we got the strands on the back for a little bit of protection. Yeah, it's on a train wreck. I appreciate that. Honestly, I'm still having fun. Like again, this is my happy place. Like I don't know about you guys, and I can. It's this kind of video I can just continuously autopilot. Probably with just this video is that when I'm talking to you guys, obviously I'm not as locked in and I can't talk to my players as much, but I'm still trying to do that anyway. Yeah, they're definitely turning the corner now. If you stack with Mutate, if you stack, say 5 creatures in your Mutate pile, you can target it with an unnatural stamina effect, and if it dies, the whole stack of 5 creatures comes back. Damn, dude. That's good. Okay. So yeah, again, this is like not a good matchup either, I would say. What we're going to do is, I think we want to, let me just think about this for a second. They can crack a clue on their turn. We essentially need to get some air superiority. And what do they hit? They hit the Novice Inspector, not the Synth, and they play look at the Lembas. So their life total is going to kind of just be in a spot where it's probably just too big. Yeah. I appreciate the engagement stuff. Yeah. I feel like even when I started last year, my conversation and how I'm talking to my plays has gotten better, I feel. And that, I mean, when my friends that were watching my videos, they were saying that how I speak has gotten so much better. My job, though, involves lots of speaking. So I feel like once I was just kind of locked in, it has helped. Now, I could Battle Screech. I don't want to flash it back. I think generally how we win this game is we want to do a Guardian's Pledge and just try and overwhelm them in the air before they get too big. And we've got the Prismatic Strands to keep our flyers alive. sometimes they run 1 or 2 prismatic strands, which I think will cook us. I want to draw a card first. Then I'll play a land. That's fantastic. This is exactly what I want. So we'll play Battle Screech. The next one we'll play Battle Screech and flashback Battle Screech, and then watch us luck suck into a Guardian's Pledge to win this game. Or like a Leonardo. That'd be sick because you've got the strands. All right, let's flashback this Battle Screech. I do want to keep around 3. I don't know. They can attack with the Novice Inspector. Then they can attack with the Core Skyfisher, which I don't think they'll do anyway because we've got these extra Battle Screeches. Yeah, so generally, I don't know if you guys care about like YouTube schematic stuff with like engagement and what have you. Is I have lots of casual viewers, so I do have the standard, I think the White Weenie enjoyers, if you will, but most of my stuff is like casual viewers that people watch most of my stuff, but like they're not like regulars. I have about 400 regulars, I would say, that help push my videos into the algorithm. And then, yeah, everyone else is just like here for the Pauper content. If they see a video, if they see a deck list that like interests them, they're on board and they'll watch it, and then they get pushed a little bit more. Like my best performing videos is like the green white counters list that I made, and even that someone posted on Reddit about that, which was like honestly like pretty cool, to be honest. Just having that effect of people being like, I actually want to try out this deck because I saw this deck. Like that's so cool. Ooh. That is not good. That is really not good. And they got 3 untapped lands. They got 3 synths out. We are so cooked here. That's if they want to waste all their synths and stuff like that. We got clues here. And we can't even stack the strands in a certain way. We're basically just going to lose all these Battle Screeches. Makes sense they're doing it this way. Lawhawk Campus. Is this a new land? Yes. Oh, it's a Scry land. Right. My chat's a bit annoying where it's actually not just sticking in play, which is a bit annoying. So this isn't good because they can just cook the rest of our stuff. I think what we'll do is we'll just play the Battle Screech. Let's undo. Let's play the Raffine's Informant first. Let's play the Battle Screech, flashback the Battle Screech, and then we have the Guardian's Pledge. I think the way we win is like a double Guardian's Pledge, basically. Don't draw another Guardian's Pledge here. I want to draw it on the second. Oh, that's fine to discard anyway, to be honest. That's another creature. And then we'll play this Battle Screech. We'll let them do their thing here with their munitions. Oh, I've unlocked memberships, Devin. Yeah, that's something that a lot of people can't even break 100. I've unlocked memberships, but I genuinely, I just don't hold myself to that level. Like, I just don't think people would be interested in it, I guess. Again, I just think I'm too small to really offer anything outside of just like, if you just want to support me and help me like play more leagues or something like that. I did put like a coffee up in my thingo, I think, which I mentioned in my latest video. But I just didn't think like, I don't know. I just think about my perception of the world, and it's just like, you know, people get by anyway. Like, if you have spare money to scrounge and pay for a man to play cards, like, I don't know, you could probably donate it to like a charity or something like that. Or if it really gives you, if it does really improve the content, then also, and that gives you happiness, that's fine as well. But yeah, it's just, yeah. I can't watch Paper. Touch the $5 a month. Already got premium to help with your ad revenue. Thank you. I appreciate it, Devin. Okay, I'll open it up. I was thinking about doing it once. Yeah, I think I'm happy to do like a $1 tier. Yeah, I was thinking about Twitch. I just think Twitch's model is just the worst, because I say that and then I'm going to go on Twitch. But it's like, have you ever gone on Twitch and then like you go, oh cool, I'm gonna watch the streamer. Oh, they're playing like a deck I really want to play and watch, and then like you just sit through an ad just comes up like that, and you just sit there for like 4 minutes staring at your face on the phone screen, just watching like these ads, and you're like just missing out on it. I should get that on a t-shirt, Devin. I don't care about charity, I care about white decks. Yeah, I'll get that tattooed. I'll get that tattooed on my leg or my arm or something like that. I'm the charity case. You're watching me try out a different build of mono white aggro to a terrible avail, and look at where we are. Honestly, when I started this stuff, I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna have fun like playing mono white stuff, and then and then people started like actually watching my stuff, and I was like, oh, dude, I think people just enjoy mono white aggro. And then my friend group, because I played mono white aggro for my entire life, yeah, the ads are brutal on Twitch. I was just kind of like, you know what, this is fun, like. And then I spoke to my friends, and I was like, oh, it's people actually watching like my mono white aggro videos, and they're like, oh, Ryan's found his people. Like, and I'm like, you know what, that's what the internet's for. Collectively everyone finding their stuff. So okay, so here, if we draw a Guardian's Pledge, which we didn't, I'm gonna crack this now. If we hit a Leonardo, all right, let's play the Soul Red Pack Beast, and let's just attack with everything. They've done this here because they're mindful of the Guardian's Pledge, but we could just triple Guardian's Pledge them. We're attacking with everything here. Their relics were so good here. Yeah, it is easy to get monetized on Twitch. I actually get like monetized on YouTube once I get 1,000 subscribers, which I'm like 35 off or 40 off. Look at them blocking like a chump here. This is good. So they lose their entire board. I think they're just playing around the fact that we've had to get them to whiff as well. They don't run stuff like Electricity really. But now we got... I'm surprised we even came around this game. This is like, again, this is how I said we have to win this game. We have to essentially pull Battle Screeches and hit it with the Guardian's Pledge and go really, really wide, because they just win with combo quite easily. But a Synth and the Glint Hawk isn't going to cut the mustard. They can play it, they get one, they can sack it, they get a 2-2. Okay, I stand corrected. They are refueling, that's for sure. They are on 6, so play it again. They can't get another creature. Novice Inspector. Okay, well, they're doing a good job getting everything back. We basically need to draw a Guardian's Pledge here. Yeah, all right. I'll open the cheapest one. Look at this. So this is why I love Synth. Synth is like one of my favorite decks as well, and I've played it on the channel a fair bit, and I have it in paper. Is that they had 2 cards in hand, a Glint Hawk and a Can-Do Attitude, and so this can block here, and I take 1, 2, 3, 4. So they'll go to 4. I think we still have to do it though. We need to draw Guardian's Pledge again, essentially. Hey, we did it. This is when you pray to the mono white aggro gods. This is what happens. You get the Guardian's Pledge. This was literally our out, and this is how we won this game. Is through Guardian's Pledge. Yeah, I'm happy to. I'll put the memberships up. This person's gonna be so salty when they see this. My cat's on the keyboard again. I'm gonna move my cat. Come on. Maybe we'll get a freeze frame with that, because we played to our outs. This is like essentially how we did it, how we were able to win this game. Is it going to let me sideboard? It's freaking out, the game. There we go. Okay, let's go to sideboarding. The Lord on High likes mono white. Gold draws. I mean, it went a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but essentially what we're going to bring in, and this is why we did it like this, we bring in the enchantments, removal. Now, Dust to Dust is interesting. So they do run some artifact lands, they run Limbuses, they don't run too much Elves. I'm kind of keen not to push it as much. I don't love the strands as much. Again, like, the longer these games go, the more easily they'll win. And most of the time, Synth runs Electricity, which is not that strong against us. But in that regard, I am going to be dropping the City Pigeon, dropping it off a cliff. We'll keep all these main creatures. The Raven Charm's still good, especially with its graveyard stuff. I think we just cut down the strands. I kind of want to keep all those main creatures and the Darvels. The strands are still good at just hitting the bolts, though. You know what? Let's cut. It's just the way to win, though, as well, with these. It might be the Rafine's Informants. You know what? It's actually probably the Lunite Veterans. The life gain doesn't matter too much. I do want to... So it's funny that you mentioned that Firewall. I do actually want to play a Gruul Eldrazi Impact Tremors list. I think it looks sick. I actually do want to run something like that. Yeah, because there's new stuff. Because there's a new Impact Tremors, and there's like Raphael was like one or something. This hand... I got to think about this for a second. I think we don't actually keep this hand. It does hit a synth, but just having the double, yeah, this hand's way better. I'm actually going to just cut one of these inspectors. I want the lands, I want the anthem. So do you have a list and you want me to send you one? Yeah, you can send me the list if you want. I actually got an email for the YouTube, so it is, I'll put it in chat actually. Siege Ryan MTG at gmail.com. That way you can format it. You can send me the link, the Moxfield link, if you want. So this is very good. So now we can go through Inspector and then we can get it back with Leonardo. We can. I feel a lot better with the Leonardo. I know like we have Core Skyfish that does the same thing, but we have 5 effects that can do these returns. So essentially, I want to play Darvel first. I think the Leonardo is better to keep around and have Greatsword on it. Because if we can get Leonardo to like an X4 or X5 where Galblast doesn't matter, I think we're in a good spot. So ideally next turn, we're basically going to be baiting stuff out. So we're going to be attacking for 1 here, and then we're going to Darvel and then get back the... yeah, we're not going to be swinging for 1. We'll just attack for... It's the same thing for 1, but we'll play Darvel, we'll pick this up. There are obviously other options that we can do here, but the fact that we can do this... And then if we draw a land, we can even crack a clue and then sneak the Leonardo in if we really want to. We need to be a little bit lucky as well with this game and try and get a land. I realized we have 10.5 minutes, so I should talk less and finish this game quickly. Normally the Boros Synth is the decks that go too slow, so let me play a little bit faster. Post and Bull, I like the Goblin, the cost reduction stuff. That's always fun. So you can drop both if you want. That's fine with me. Come on, give me a land. Okay, Thraben Charm's interesting. I think what I might do is I kind of need to crack a clue and try and hit a land. I probably should have done that first and then try and hit land. We're not going to square up well in this game unless we draw a land. Our first game did go for like freaking ages though. Come on, give me a land. Oh man, the luck on this guy. So next turn, depending what they do, I'm just going to... Well, I'll just put probably a sword on the... Yeah, there's the Electrickery. So that's good to know. If we go to a game 3, at least we know that they have that. I will play the... I'll put the sword on the Thraben Inspector and then just crack in, I think. The thing to point out here as well is that I could... Oh, okay, that makes it a little bit more iffy because it'll be like a 3 toughness thingamajig. I think what we do now, I'll attack for 2. Okay. Now I feel better doing what I was going to do. Let's play sword and equip. Oh, actually... I'm going to... Yeah, let's play sword and equip and just get like a better clock down for them. And then we can always... yeah, we'll crack in, we'll just tap this down. Actually, to be honest, we'll just tap down the Novice Inspector because that's like very good fodder to block stuff. You can send me either Eldrazi list though. Send me both, and then we can take it from there. Yeah, you can as well if that's easier. That's fine. Yeah, I get as well. You probably just don't want to put your email. Sorry, I didn't think about that when I did that. Yeah, drop it in chat. Thraben Charming and Novice Inspector. Well, that's exactly what you want to see. And this is a Skyfisher for... Wow, okay. They're going aggro mode. This Salt Red Pack Beast is something getting a lot worse. We're likely just going to play the Inspector to try and hit another land, to be honest. Okay. They had the Electrickery in their hand, I'm pretty sure. No, they exiled it with the Synthesizer, didn't they? Let's just crack. We need a land. We're getting very lucky with these lands. Okay. I really don't want to go to a game 3, but it's probably looking like that. He lands. Then we've got 2 cards in hand. I feel like we can stabilize if we just play a Battle Screech and flash it back. If we hit a land as well, we can play Salt Red Pack Beast, which I think is just phenomenal. And they're only really taking for 4. We have Guardian's Pledge. I think we just have to fade an Electrickery. That's all. Yeah, they're getting in. We're getting very low. They can also just get us with a Gale Blast. So I'm very keen to play this Battle Screech no matter what. Okay, land's good. I'm going to play the Battle Screech. And then I want to... Let's flush it back first. Because I actually want to put the Grange on one of the flyers. So then if we do have Electricity, we can still block one of these Glinthawks. But this is a phenomenal hit now. So we can, next turn, we can attack for a lot. If they don't have an Electricity, we can Guardian's Pledge and finish them off. So we can block a Glinthawk if we want to. We got Sword. I might even... What I might do is equip Sword to a flyer. So then we can tap down... we can tap down this core Skyfish, and it also gets around a anything else a bit scary. They got Synthesizer. I'm keen for them to tap out. We're on 8 as well, so you have to remember they have lethal on their board. 2, 4, 6, they have Xaxes. But they'll have to block our creatures to get around anything. But yeah, they can literally just go Gale Blast, and finish the job here. Okay, Thraben Charm, very legit, very legit. Thraben Inspector, okay. Well, they can't Electricity our board here. Okay. Alright. What do we draw? Dawnbringer Cleric. That's good life. So 1, 2, 3, and then we can play Leonardo. Let's just ace base, gain some life, and they're forced to do stuff here. And then we'll just tap down this core Skyfisher. I have a feeling that they do have a bolt in their hand though. Tap down the core Skyfisher. And then depending on what they do, they block there, they block there, they block there, they block there. Okay. Yeah, let's just Guardian's Pledge here and see if they have an All-Mate to follow it up. And then, oh sorry, I should have played the Leonardo first. If I played the Leonardo first, how much damage? If I played Leonardo first, sorry, it would have been, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. It would drop them to 1. I think this is fine. They lose everything. We keep all our creatures, and then we'll play the Dawnbringer Cleric and gain life. And it's also a blocker. Just gain 2, go to 10. And then we can block the Thraben Inspector, and then we can just crack in next turn. Sorry I'm not talking as much. Sometimes you gotta lock in to get that 3-2, you know? I'm actually shocked we're doing this well. I think the Leonardo's been a very big plus, but we were 1 damage off with the Leonardo. And that's what I mean, they do have the Electricity, okay. Which is fine, like we still have like Rafine's Informant, and we have a removal spell to get rid of something, and they're on 4, so we can essentially play, if we draw a land as well, or we can play all our spells essentially, which is good. We've got 1 land left, okay. Let's do this Rafine's Informant first, see what we hit. Well, that's bloody phenomenal, isn't it? Let's get rid of this Thraben Charm, and then Guardian's Pledge, and then Leonardo for lethal. Let's attack with everything. Tap down the core Skyfisher. And we're still on 10 life, which is pretty good. We'll definitely Guardian's Pledge. Okay. Let us Leonardo, because this is lethal, and then we don't have to do anything. And then if they try and bolt us, we can Guardian's Pledge in response. There we go. Leonardo, good card. Turns out it's a good card. Aven Riftwatcher, I know. I think you mentioned Aven Riftwatcher before, but I just don't think it's good. I don't know. It used to be phenomenal back when like Loyal Cathar was good though as well. All right, we won the die roll. Let's bring this home. This hand's good. It's a very classic mono white hand. 2 lands, a bunch of Inspectors, Rafine's Informant. You can't really ask much more. We will, because we're leading with this, we might be playing against Bandit Spurn or something, so we will lead with a Lunark Veteran, because we don't have the Darvel. Okay, cool. That's good. This is the first time we've actually used chat, and I'm also using like a bot for it as well. Yeah, just all new to me. All this stuff's new to me anyway. I'm used to just playing white decks at home, which I am right now, but now I'm streaming it. Did I miss anything in the chat while I was gone? Maybe, maybe not. Here we go, all right. Oh, just firing off a Gale Blast. I don't know if I have the brain power to play against Synth again. I mean, I basically autopiloted through it, but you know what I mean. We are actually going to just play Rafine's Informant, just discard this Strands. Yeah, nice little 3-2 clock's always good. Yeah, and now we can play the... I wouldn't mind drawing the planes, so I could play everything else out, but that's fine. Okay, 720. I mean, I can try and make it a little bit bigger, but I did also like put into the settings. There you go. I made it a little bit bigger. I did put in the settings to make it like its absolute biggest. I think that's fine at that size anyway. It should be good. All right, they're playing a percussionist. Percussionist. We will just crack. I mean, we got a good hand against this. We're actually going to play an inspector and play the flashback veteran. And then next turn we can play Inspector into Pack Beast. And this is, so they missed their land drop here, which normally I'm not always a fan of attacking if they have their land drop. But the fact that we got a Strands Inspector, which is absolutely cracking on very well here, and being on the play helps a lot. Burning Tree Emissary, okay. That's the thing is, like, when you keep a one-land hand with mono red, it's normally they have a really, really good hand. So this isn't even that powerful though, because we've got the Thread Inspector. Like, if they want to attack with everything, that's fine with me. This generally means that a Bushwhacker is incoming, but the fact that we're going to go, I've got a Strands as well. That's huge. I have to play everything first, which is a little bit annoying. That's just how the Salt Red Pack Beast goes. Like, if they block with the tokens or whatnot, it's cooked. But now we can play this Salt Red Pack Beast. We got Strands. Let's attack with the Flyer and this. I'm feeling very good though here. Like, we got Strands on the backup, and I'm honestly kicking to the point now where we can use Strands as a way to push damage, so their blocks get really bad and we can keep the board present. So we can use Strands in that regard rather than reactively. We're using it proactively. They get no good blocks. They either have to chump block or we get in with something else. That's right. Fire. We can send through the other deck if you want. I just copied it into my notes, and then I can add it to my mock field later. I am thinking about taking user submitted decks or something like that from like members. Maybe that's probably something that I can do. But I'm also mindful of like how many videos I can spit out in a day, in a week, whilst working. And if I do too many, then I'm kind of like I can't do much more. We're very far off. I'm not going to play this Eagles as a Lord effect. We've got Strands. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do Ideally Grange and just cook up this Raven Inspector so I can get in with it as well, and then play this other. So we'll play the Grange and then we'll keep up the Strands, to be honest, and just get in with everything. So we'll put it on here. We'll keep this Novice Inspector back so we can flash back the Strands if we want to, and then yeah, we can just crack a clue if we want 1, 2, 3, and attack with this one. Again, if they want to put 3 tokens in front of this Salt Red Pack Beast, that is fine with me. Yeah, this is absolutely fine. Getting for a fair bit. Worst case scenario, we can fire for Thraben Charm or use the Strands in the bin. I'm more inclined to use the Strands in the bin so we can hide this one, because I want them to play onto the field. But they got 9. They got like 9 life now. We got a Flyer that's doing their job. We can attack with everything else. It's just more the Strands get worse with these white creatures in play. My cat's back, by the way, if you can't hear the purring. And they're doing a good job getting through stuff. I'll probably save this Thraben Charm for something like a 2/2 Samurai. Yeah, Salt Road can fill more, win more, which I totally get. I'm just going to crack a clue first. Alright, Guardian's Pledge is absolutely huge. I think we just crack in with everything now. Actually, no, let's attack with normal stuff, keep the Novice Inspector back. I'm mindful of like if they do a Bushwhacker and like they have a Fire Blast in their hand, so we'll do this. I want to keep Strands. I'm happy using a Guardian's Pledge here to destroy their board. One, two, three. Yep. And then, yeah, this is totally fine with me. So now we can Guardian's Pledge. And it probably looks like we're not going to Guardian's Pledge because we've got this Novice Inspector, but now if they try and bolt something, they lose everything. Yeah. And we keep all our creatures, and we still have a Strands up. So this is like absolutely just textbook delightful hands with this deck. Yeah, they were just looking for something else, but we cooked them pretty well there. My cat just minimized my hand somehow. Alright, snaps. So here, this is where the Sunlance comes in handy. I don't love the Holy Light, really it's there just for Elves, but we bring in the Clerics because the 1/3 brick wall is just like insane. Destroy Evil's not good, Lone Missionary's good. And then, yeah, I think what I generally do with these decks is I actually cut some Saltwood Pack Beasts. They are the aggressor, so I don't actually care too much for the Guardian's Pledges straight off. We can normally gum up the board a lot better than them and then use Prismatic Strands and just outclass them with Screeches in the air. And even like Raffine's Informant and whatnot, these are X3s, like it just gets around a lot of things, really. Yeah, essentially, Devin, I know you were just mentioning some of the other, like the Saltwood Pack Beasts, like Raffine's Informant's good, but I guess when I'm thinking about the role of like, sounds kind of a little bit slow on the play. I think we keep this anyway. Battle Screech is good. If you draw a Lunarch Veteran, it's very, very good. Sorry, kitty cat. Too much purring. That's a very good start. The best start, one might say. And you got the lands there as well. Writhing Chrysalis. Oh, I'm interested. Writhing Chrysalis was a mistake, I gotta say. Not on your deck. It's very good in your deck, but I don't think they should have released that as a common. They should have at least done that as an uncommon or something. Alright, a little bit slower this hand. Let me just make my hand size a little bit bigger because my cat did that, and then be good to go. Yeah, 4 Writhing Chrysalis makes sense. This into a rally is absolutely huge. They might actually just have me here for this part. Maybe I should have kept to 1. If I had a 1-drop though, I don't think it would have changed much, do you know what I mean? Like, it's better with them doing something like this. And they're playing a Relic as well. The Relic doesn't matter as much as long as you fire off the Battle Screech. The format needs more mistakes. What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They need the mistakes by meaning they need like a 1-mana 3/4 white creature that draws a card. I agree with that. Alright deck, give me something good. City Pigeon would have been better on turn 1. We are going to play the Raffine's Informant. See about what we want to discard. It probably is just a Battle Screech, sadly. Unless we draw something else. I just want something to block this Goblin Tomb Raider. Oh, Strands is good. I think we're going to need the Strands. We're going to need the land as well, because I would kind of want to go Dawnbringer into City Pigeon. And we're 100% just blocking stuff next turn. So don't want to block the Monkey yet. The Dawnbringer Cleric can do that. With Ward 2, that sounds good. As a common? Fantastic idea. Fantastic idea. Alright. I think they just, big on the play matters and how their hands kind of go, can just get there. So I think we're pretty cooked from this regard. They've got 2 cards. Maybe if we draw like a Lunarch Veteran and we can play the Stormbringer Cleric, we might be able to pull back. Then they haven't played another land, which makes you think they have another Bolt. We're on 10. We don't have much else left that we can do. What we could do is force them to use the cycle. We could play the Raffine's Informant again, and we might just discard the Strands, which sounds crazy. But it forces them to either cycle... Yeah, I think we actually discard the Strands, which sounds crazy. We'll play the Pigeon, and then it forces them to either use the Relic now, otherwise we can use Strands straight off the bat. Like that's fine, they can cycle this. It means we can use this Dawnbringer Cleric better. But now we can block the Goblin Tomb Raider with Raffine's Informant and the Burning Tree Emissary, and then we can just play Dawnbringer Cleric twice, and then we can block this Burning Tree Emissary, we can double block it, and then we can play Battle Screech. So I'm feeling like we're coming back. No, you're good. I'm always happy to, like, Firewall, I'm always happy to play different cards of decks and whatnot. Like, I feel, even just when I think about content, like, it's just my little brain thinking about what do I want to play and what have you. But really, I want to play what you guys want to play as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, look, let's just save the damage here. It doesn't feel good. Yeah, if blue gets a 1-mana 5/5 Ward 2 for 1, white could have a 2/4 Ward 2 that cantrips for 1. I mean, it'd be pretty cracked. It'd be so cracked. Yep, yeah, I got the second deck list, Firewall. So you generally with Burn here, I mean, we're on 4. They could literally have a Fire Blast in their hand. They've been sandbagging something. Okay, it's that. That doesn't matter as much. Well, yeah, we can just exile 1, that's fine. They kind of make sense why they aggressively cycled the other one, I guess. Salt Red Pack Beast. Look, this is pretty good, especially if we draw land, but we can play this, we'll gain 2 life. We can potentially stabilize, but we basically need them to draw nothing. What did they hit off the monkey again? Did they play it? Did they? Let me just see what it was, sorry. Was it a Gale Blast, was it? Can someone confirm if that was a Gale Blast? It doesn't actually say in the text here what it was, that's all. It might just say it can be played till next turn. That's very strange. Mentor of the Meek, that's probably too good, my dude. I actually don't know if it would see play. It's a 3 mana 2/2, and you have to do some really specific stuff to get anywhere with it. So if it is Gale Blast, I can. It's really annoying that the text doesn't actually say it, but I think I just block one to one each really, and then hopefully we draw a land, and then we can do Battle Screech with flashback, and then play Salt Red Pack Beast. I mean, they've got their artifacts now. It's probably right for them just to Gale Blast one of these Dawnbringer Clerics, really. Yeah. Okay, it was Relic. So, what was the Gale Blast from? In which case, I'll double block then. We have to play like a little bit like this anyway. Oh, maybe it was from the Synth, from a previous Synth. I mean, if the Gale Blast us, the Gale Blast us here. Monastery Mentor, no way. No way. That is absolutely cooked. Nah. No way. Got plenty of mana. He's hoping we just draw a plane so we can Battle Screech, flashback, and play Salt Red Pack Beast. That is also a good draw, but I think we still... If we play Battle Screech... Yeah, we play Battle Screech and flashback. And if we keep some level of creatures alive, this is priority opponent. This is how that works. You have strands, we can block something and then double block something else. And then, oh no, we have to, block and then double block something, and then we can go to 2. We still have to get them to fade bolts here to win. We could go 1/1/1 as an option, and then we could still play Salt Red Pack Beast. Maybe that's better actually, and just survive. Well, now they've done that. They hit a lightning bolt. Okay. And have a land. Okay. Well, now it makes sense for them just to bolt the Dawnbringer Cleric, and then we have to go like block. And our lives get a lot worse now. You would have held up strands. Yeah, like, I know what you mean, but I feel like we have to be proactive to an extent. Otherwise, we're going to lose this game. In worst case scenario, I mean, like, now we have to block. Don't get me wrong, it's not great. And then we go to 2. And now the Salt Red Pack Beast is just a little bit too far gone. I'm surprised we're still hanging on though, to be honest. And they're all 2/2s. They all have to be 2/2s, don't they? Leonardo, you are kind of not what I want right now. It's too expensive. We could hit with a bird and then play it. And then strands next turn and then block the Samurai token. If we play the Salt Red Pack Beast, we go block, and then the birds chump 2 creatures. The Leonardo doesn't add too much. Cracking the food doesn't do a lot. Yeah, the Relic's not fun. The Relic's really, really not fun. They got 1 card left. I mean, the Pack Beast will trade with something, and we could try and hit a land off that, so we can food token. I think that's probably our play. Like, Sunlance is good here as well. Sunlance just gets rid of something, and also another block is good. So hear me out here. It's going to sound crazy, but no, we keep everything back. If we can gain some life and we untap the strands, I think we're in a good place. But now we can kind of comfortably block stuff. And also we're just dead to a bolt. We have to play, so that, yeah, they just drew a bolt. Okay, let's go to game 3. We're on the play. We'll try and keep a bit of a better hand. We won't change anything. The pack beasts feel kind of nice, more than the city pigeon does. But the city pigeon does make food. You know what, let's just run it as it is. Just run it as it is and see how we go. Maybe actually we should cut like a battle screech or 2 because of the relic and just run some more pack beasts and just try and gum up the... Oh, we can't now. I was just realizing they can run End the Festivities, which is pretty cooked against us. This sounds good. Playing just mono inspectors and we can block their tomb raiders is pretty legit. Even if we like double block and they bolt one, it feels horrendous. But the fact is, it's wasting a bolt and it's still fogging them for the turn. So I do feel comfortable with this in a prismatic strands and whatnot. And also getting some stuff in the graveyard is good for when they play a relic or something like that. Damn, they're outright just Galv blasting that. That's crazy. Let us just play 2 more inspectors. I know this sounds a little bit crazy. I guess, sorry, we should play the Dawnbreaker because we can play Inspector, crack a clue next turn. It was more like this blocks better. Like they can't go Great Furnace attack or something, or they can't go, Burning Tree Emissary rally. We can double block at them. That's in haste. It's just a 1/2 and Cussionist. Yeah, but let's just block the Tomb Raider. That's fine. We still have 2 inspectors in play and a Can Do Attitude. It basically, if we can mitigate as much damage as possible, we can win this game quite easily. Now with that, that's even better. So we'll attack with the Novice Inspector. We'll Darvel and return it. And then we have a 3/3 in play. And then we'll play the Dawnbringer Cleric. So we'll enweb this. I'm fine with just playing this now. Just using the mana a bit better. We'll gain 2 life and say go. Now we've just got Brick Walls for their ground. So this is the other side. It's like Affinity, this was really bad. But now we actually have this massive ground force. And I can play this in Rally or Bushwhacker. But I'm not too worried about that. They're rallying. Okay. But again, we have a 3/3, and a 3/3 is a brick wall here. Let's just block here. That's fine. We'll just block with this. Reason being, yes, they get a card off of it, but I think we're fine with that. All right, Battle Screech. I'm inclined just to play Novice Inspector and then pass, and then we can just crack a clue and try and hit a land drop for this Battle Screech. They have 1 card left in hand, and a Rally as well. So they'll probably play the Rally here. Keeping up Prismatic Strands isn't as good. Yeah, that's fine. Like, they got like no cards left in their hand, and we're on 21. And we've got good blockers into their stuff. They can't really attack, like they probably do want to, but like now we're in a spot where if we don't draw anything, we can just hold back the fort a little bit. We've got these clues and whatnot, and then we can kind of just take it from there. I felt like I wish we kept him more of the pack beast though. All right, let's just crack a clue. Hopefully just get some, there we go, there's a land. Okay, land. Let's play this and then flash it back. I am mindful that they could run and end the Festivities to hit the land drop. I'm not too worried. It's definitely a thing that we could have done, but I don't think it influenced our turn that much. Just have like this. I guess we could have. I kind of wanted to keep the lands up as just a message, but you probably could do either or, to be honest. I appreciate the thoughts around it. Like, sometimes I just autopilot. My kind of thought is I don't feel like I really need that many lands either. Let's just block, and then we can start cracking in with our birds in the air. Like, we're gonna be drawing more stuff anyway. Can we draw like something for Leonardo or something? I am gonna go. Let's crack a clue first. I'd rather play creatures instead of dropping the strand straight off the bat. Alright, well, Darbell's a very good draw, and we can play everything. Let's attack with everything. We have a better clock than them now. How good's this? And now we play the 2 Inspectors. I can smell the 3-2 Gladiators. I can smell the 3-2. I know the strengths. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's change this list a little bit and then we'll run it back. There we go. We've got a chest as well. So this was kind of the first iteration. I think it was fine. I didn't mind the Salt Road Pack beasts. Probably, I guess what I'll be looking at more now is let's do a bugler list with the Leonardos and do the core Skyfisher. I want to try that build now. This list, I guess, we didn't really see much from the city pitch, and the food didn't matter too much either. Like, if we're paying 2 mana, we're doing it for the clues instead. Leonardo felt really powerful, especially against Elves in that first game. It actually made a clock, a very relevant clock. It just got him for 7, and it felt better against the decks that didn't have that instant removal, which Elves don't have. Yeah, clean 3-2, thank you. We did see some of this in-web Leonardo action going on, but yeah, let's try a core Skyfisher list, I think, next. Cyborg's pretty stock. I think probably I am going to go up on one more Holy Light. I feel like we'll be a little bit slower with core Skyfishers in the next one. I still like the Great Swords. Lone Missionaries are fine. Yeah, I don't think I'll probably change much from Cyborg. We can cut the Sunlance if we want, but it could probably just be this for a Holy Light, but I don't think we have another thing for a Holy Light. Anyway, thanks for watching that one. Let's run it back.